Hello everyone, I'm Mr. R and this is the Rondinelli Project. It's late spring and almost the first day of summer. The summer solstice arrives June 20th. My, how the year is rolling by. That being said, the crappie spawn is well underway. The water temp where I was fishing is 73 degrees. The spawn will be ending soon. Typically, the spawn is triggered by water temp and basically lasts 4 to 6 weeks. Once it begins, once it's over, then what? Where do the crappies go? And how do you find them? I thought I would share a technique I use once the spawn is over to locate crappie. Wind drift. That's right, wind drift. Let's take a look.
As I head down the lake, I'm looking for deeper water. I generally like to fish water that's anywhere from 10 to 15 feet deep when I'm wind drifting. And I'm rigging 2 rods to fish off the bottom and let the line go all the way to the bottom and then set the rod down. I do that with both rods. And the wind drift causes your line to go about a 45-degree angle away from the boat. That's how you know you're fishing just about the right speed of drift. As the wind picks up, you're going to need to add more weight to get your bait back down to the bottom. Here you can see my rods over the gunnel of my boat and the wind's pushing me down the lake. That's exactly the setup I want, and the line's going out about a 45-degree angle from the boat. And I like my line going away from me, not back under the boat. You can see here I'm getting hit on the rod on the left. There I set the hook. It's not a big crappie, but it was the first crappie that I found wind drifting, and now I know that I've got crappies out in deep water. I'm in about, I think 12 to 15 feet of water. Size of your hand, it's worth filleting. Any smaller than that, I just throw them back. But it's important to find them. Now, here's a problem with running 2 rods. So I took that crappie off and I'm putting down this line. And while I'm doing that, if you look at my rod on the right, I'm getting a hit. This happens a lot. You're into a small school of them, and now you got both rods going, and you end up missing all of them. I'm getting hit on the left rod, getting hit on the right rod. That's good, but you mess around, see I missed that one. And if you look back over, they're hitting again on the rod on the right, the short rod. And I finally do connect with the rod on the left. I missed that one. I just want you to see you don't catch a fish every time. And right here, I think I get this one. And I did. It's about the same size as the last crappie. Maybe a little bigger. But that's why you wind drift, to find them. And what I'm doing here is I'm traveling back up the lake to where I found them. And I'm going to re-drift back down through the lane again and see if I can catch some more. And I keep repeating that process over and over again until you get a decent amount of crappies. And when you can't find them in the shallows in big numbers, that's how you find them once they spread out in the lake. And they will after the spawn. I'm going to reposition the boat and make another drift. And I'm going to show you how you know when you're getting a hit. You got to pay attention and watch the tip of your rod. I'll show you in this next clip. A good rod will have a sensitive tip and you can see that strike. And I'll pick up the rod. When I feel him hit it again, I set the hook. Now here's a little warning. You have to be careful fishing this way because if you're not paying attention, you can lose a rod. They can pull it right over the side of the boat. You have to pay attention. Let's do another example. I'll do one more. Now watch my rod tip and you'll see the strike. Wait for it. There's the hit. Pick the rod up, wait for that second hit. He comes back a second time, feel that, and set the hook. That's how it's done. And you got to be paying attention, or you'll miss that. Now, I'm only using 2 rods in this video, and a lot of times I was just using 1. If you try to use 3, which you're allowed in PA, it's a nightmare, especially if you get into a school. You'll have rods going all over the place, but you'll end up missing quite a few. And I might add, you won't always catch crappies. Today, the bluegills like my tube baits. I was using white, and I was also using black and chartreuse. So there you have it. I suppose it's probably a good time to call it a day.
Wind drifting is not the most exciting way to fish, but once the spawn is gone, it's arguably, in my opinion, the best way to cover lots of water fairly fast. Once you find them, you can go back again and again, drifting through the same lanes until you get the number of crappies you want to keep. For many anglers, after the spawn, locating and catching crappies becomes somewhat of a mystery. Hey, give wind drifting a try the next time you're having trouble finding crappies. And hopefully it will help you find and put more crappies in your boat. Until next time, I'm Mr. R, and this is the Rondinelli Project. Hit that like button if you're into that, and I'll see you in the next video. We go.